Alright guys, today we got a triple decker for you. I'm reviewing 3 things. Maybe you could guess what it was already. Alright, let's bust down to it. I was at a con. You know what I do when I'm at conventions and I see stuff that's foam. I buy it. Yeah, so today we're looking at, this is a, I don't want to say 1-to-1. It's a replica of the Master Sword. We got this at a convention. It's all foam. I mean, it's got a core, but it's pretty decent. I would say it's probably similar to the Hero's Edge Katana, maybe a little bit foamier. Definitely, obviously, most of these are not as light of construction as, say, the actual Nerf swords, aside from the Marauder. Yeah. It was all right. We picked it up. I saw it and it was like, oh man, this is almost an impulse buy here. It's got decent construction. There's a couple of things I'm not digging about this guy, right? If you look down here, I don't know if you can see this in the light, maybe a little bit. But so it's all one color, and then at the bottom there's just like paint right around here that is like, maybe you can't see it on camera, but it's really obvious. Like, yeah, right there. See what I'm saying? Just like a different silver. And I was looking into different, I was watching some YouTube videos about the process and how some of these are made. And like a lot of times they'll coat the inside of the mold and then they mold it. I don't know if that's what they did to get this nice even silver, and then it was like botched a little bit, so they painted it. But you know, not a huge fan of that. But I was like, hey, you know what? It'll do. It's cool. It's Link's sword, man. I'm gonna pick it up. I also the guard. I don't know if you can see that, but they are mad. They're super wiggly, and I mean, it's good. They're all foam construction. That's nice. You know, it's got a real skinny grip here, and it's a really thin little sword. I almost feel like I should be stabbing with it more. Almost like, oh man, I'm trying to think of a character that's kind of like that in like Smash Brothers or something. But it's very almost fencey, like a fencing type foil, but you know, obviously doesn't look like one. And maybe that's just because it's light and it's thin and all that. But so we're going out the con. I think this was like 20 bucks. I'll try to find a link for it in the description. But the problem is, I'm not gonna be positive because about 5-10 minutes later, came across this bad boy. Oh, that's right, another sword. But look at the difference here, guys. Let me zoom in, right? This is the one we found second, and it's just like way thicker, way beefier, way bigger. Here's the handles, man. Like, the detailing is, so the paint is better on the skinny one, right? But the bigger one is like thick, and it has, man, light is killing me here, but you can see all the I don't actually think those are runes. I think they're just random characters like E65TBF3 and stuff. But hey, you know what? It's a cool little detail. I mean, they've got all of the gold instead of just kind of the yellow. The handguards aren't flippity floppity. It's just an all-around nicer product. The way that the sword actually looks with sort of the grooves and the edge and everything are just much nicer on the second one that we purchased. As you can see here, it's got like some different stuff. This one's just kind of flat. This one's got, you know, it's got detail. It looks much more realistic, and it definitely feels better in the hand. They both, you know, a little bit wobbly because we're talking about foam with some sort of core, maybe fiberglass or something like that. But this one just looks so much better. You can tell they took their time making it just a little bit more. There's not that excess paint and stuff like that. But, you know, this is not a bad sword. They were the same price. That was killing me. These were both 20 bucks at the convention that we went to. Man, I'm just, yeah. They're about the same quality of foam with how sort of squishy they are and the stiffness. You know, I think it would be great for slapping people and tagging zombies and whatnot. But as always, whenever using foam weaponry, definitely check with your mods first because, you know, there's such a variance of like what they're comfortable with. And, you know, as far as stabbing, I don't know how much stabbing straight these could take without the whatever core they have popping out of them. But yeah, man, loving it. Loving swinging this guy around. It's awesome. So, still at the con. And what do we find next? Well, I told you this is triple, right? Don't worry. It's not another sword. Blam! Oh, we got Master Sword. We got Hylian Shield. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, now that is pretty sweet. This is foam. It's even denser foam than that, but you definitely probably wouldn't hurt anybody even if you shield bashed them with it because it's not heavy in any way. It's just it's light and foamy. It's got a couple of elastic straps in the back, but the detailing on it is excellent. Now there were two of these as well. We were a little bit smarter with this one. We looked around. We saw that there was one that was really thin and one that was thick, and they both looked pretty darn good. It wasn't as big of a difference as there was in the swords, where one just had no detail and the other one had a lot. This thing is just a lot of fun, and I know people are gonna be like, "Why do you keep buying all these melee weapons? You don't have swords, you don't have shields at your games at all." Man, I know. It's just cool. It's just cool. So yeah, I'll try to find, like I said, links for all of these guys. I'll put them in the description if I can find them. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Look at that. It just fits right in there. Right in there. Oh, it's like it was made for it, which it probably was. But yeah, only picked up one shield. I think they were also around $20. I don't even remember. So much stuff happened at the convention. But only one. We just kind of looked at them and we're like, this one looks a little bit better. There was sort of a variety of like I said, one was thick, one was thin, one was a little bit squishier, one wasn't. This one almost felt like it was in the middle, so I don't know if they were manufactured from different places or whatnot. They looked pretty close. The swords were very obviously different, but it's just something that, hey, I know that if you start looking at LARP weaponry and stuff like that, it can get expensive, and the Nerf weaponry works fine. It's great. But here's the difference. Right? Chop, chop. This thing is just beefier. It feels very manly. Very manly. Oh, big and adult. And it's just, plus it's Link. Legend of Zelda stuff. Awesome. Awesome. So, like I said, I'll try to find links to where you can buy stuff like this, and definitely talk to your mods. But, if you collect it and it's something that looks like fun to you, man, pick it up. You can always have some sword fights with your friends and stuff like that. There were a variety of other weapons there from other things that I am not as big of a fan of. I would have picked stuff up if I really thought it was super cool, but I obviously have a budget as well. There were no foam keyblades before anybody asks. I know somebody was like, did they have keyblades? While I was at the convention, I'm like, no, they didn't have foam keyblades, Doc. Maybe they did, and they were sold out by the time I got there, but I didn't see that. There was a bunch of other stuff that was really cool, so it's awesome to see this stuff getting made, and I know people are probably going to give me hell for pimping some of this stuff that is, I'm sure, not licensed. I'm sure for $20 that is not a licensed Master Sword. It doesn't say Nintendo on it anywhere, or copyright. But saw it at the con, had to have it. It's foam. We all play Nerf here, so that's it, guys. So far, I haven't taken them out and really just gone to town with them. Obviously, they're foam, so you get what you pay for, and for $20, you're not going to be able to like just hack at a tree and practice all day long. You're going to cut up the foam. But just for having fun doing HVZs or other Nerf events, as long as they're allowed, I would say, man, go for it. These things are just a ton of fun to just mess around with. So that's it. This is way longer than it probably should have been, but hey, I was reviewing 3 things, man. It's Legend of Zelda. So that's it, y'all. Stay safe, have fun, happy tagging.